A place is only as engaging and as satisfying as the people that you know. Here are some questions. Here are some questions from interns that I've gotten. This is from someone that wants to go into clinical psychology. Do I want to go into clinical or into research? For those of you that are going into medicine in any capacity, I really recommend that you think about this seriously. First and foremost, I think the vast majority of people go into medicine for money because they're being taught by their parents and their community that you make good money, and you do make good money, particularly as a business owner, as a healthcare professional. Harder to do, but definitely much more lucrative. A W-2 versus a business is a drastically different tax structure, and that will put you in a situation where you can actually do some things that the vast majority of people can't. However, running a business is hard. So when it comes to researchers, what I've noticed through my psychoanalysis of researchers is that they tend to be strange people. They tend to be people that really can fixate on the same thing again and again, day after day. They're willing to put in the reps and not necessarily get results until a while from that. And it tends to be a situation where you want to find either something new and novel about the universe and you want to put that out there, but it really does basically just come to nonprofit work most of the time, unless you're doing like cutting edge cancer research or some sort of AI stuff, or unless you're like the really forefront of research in general, unless you spent your college career in general researching and you've really come up with some crazy breakthroughs. It's not my recommendation to go into research. For medicine in particular, why not be instead in a position where you have the funds to get research that you desire into the world? So for instance, I want to be wealthy enough to invest sustainability research, ecological research, and at some point I will. But I'm doing it through becoming a clinician, becoming a better clinician, but also a great business owner, so I understand finances and grow my stuff. So that's what I would say about clinical versus research. Where do I want to live after undergraduate and graduate school and grad school? Where do you want to live? It depends. I come from a culture in Pakistan where we stick to our parents and we make sure that they are taken care of and we function as a family unit. If I came from a different culture, it would be a lot easier to say to myself that the world is my oyster. In a situation where you come from a culture where you stick to family, I recommend that if you have gotten anything out of your family in general, stick with your family. That doesn't mean stick to their philosophies. That doesn't mean stick to living in their house. That means being in and around them regularly and trying very hard to be there for the small moments. I try very hard these days to do that, but it does come down to having the time to do that. And ideally, if they have the same mentalities that you do, it's going to be a lot easier to do. So if you do have the philosophy of the world is my oyster, my recommendation to you is go and travel. And really, whenever you do travel, try to go and make friends with people in that area so that you can keep coming back to that and build those relationships. Really, a place is only as engaging and as satisfying as the people that you know there, period. It's like for those of you that are out of college, when you go back to your college campus and none of your friends are there, there's fucking nothing to do at all. So very important to realize that it's not where you go from Tai Lopez, where you go and where you settle for business or for pleasure will make a drastic difference in how efficiently you can do that thing. It in another way. If you want to make money, you need a city. If you want to enjoy spirituality or your life, you should probably find a farmland or something. If you want to find a partner or a spouse, it's probably better to go into suburbs. That's Tai Lopez's breakup of it. As far as having life satisfaction wherever you go, it comes down to having deep relationships with human beings. And in this modern day and age, you can have a deep relationship with someone that's nowhere close to you. And that's totally cool. By the way, I really do believe that in the future, this whole like traveling thing is gonna be a lot less interesting. And we're going to be in a situation where we can literally put on goggles and we can be anywhere in the world, even though physically we are somewhere. And perhaps even deeper into the future, we won't really even have bodies. Perhaps we'll just be floating souls. Who knows? So where you go after undergrad or graduate school is dependent probably on where you get your favorite job, and generally what your goals are for how you want to spend your time outside of your job or growing your career. That's going to come down to traveling, doing some research, using the tools you have at your disposal, and factoring in whether or not being in and around family in these formative years as you build up your revenue, as you build up who you are as a person, is important to you. How can I make a positive impact in the field of psychology / mental health? How do you make a positive impact in any field? Well, you become really technically proficient in something. You try your hardest to be service oriented, meaning that your success boils down to whether or not how many people that you've helped that day and how many souls you have changed. A positive impact really just comes down to, hey, do I have the moral character to actually sway people to be slightly better than they were yesterday? Try it out. In the field of psychology and mental health in particular, I would say that one of the greatest things that you can do to influence people's mental health and psychology is probably make a personal brand and make a tribe of people that subscribe to your own thoughts. Because mental health comes in a lot of different forms, and it is like there is a sect of business owners that need a lot of mental health help. There is a part of kind of these free spirit souls that need mental health help, right? But both those forms of people are going to need different types of mental health positivity. And really, it comes down to some exploration. I used to be a big mental health guy until I realized that I really just need to be like a go and get it doer kind of guy, because that's a part of me that I want to build out currently. I suppose when I get older, I'll be thinking more about mental health. And I do. My philosophy for a lot of these things is you got to go in a straight line for as long as you can until you hit a wall. And when you do, then there's going to be a really good reason to turn around and look around and see where that edge is and whether or not that's the place that you want to keep pushing. Try not to. Don't fall off the edge. But psychology in general is everywhere. So I would say the biggest impact that psychology can have is probably through social media and through the internet, through AI currently. I think a lot of people are looking for love and people to listen to them and companionship in general. And I think that if you can build an AI or something that can talk to people and make them feel cared for, that's going to make a big, big difference in alleviating the tensions of people. The other thing as a psychologist or a mental health worker is the creation of communities and groups of people that can engage in an organic, psychologically safe environment. That'd be my recommendation. Are you going to make a lot of money off of that? Probably not in the beginning. It's probably going to take a little while. I'd say like 3 to 4 years to get the tribe together and really feel that sense of connection to the people and really feel that sense of passion, right? So Turabify is in the process of doing that. I think I'm about, how many years in am I in Turabify? Started in 2023. So yeah, we're almost about 2 years into Turabify. So that is a bit of a mental health journey, but it's a productivity thing, it's a business thing, it's opportunities thing too. So a question like this for psychology and mental health, you got to go and find a role model that has done it and ask them what to do. And that probably goes for a lot of people that are looking for these answers. Every single one of these answers is going to be based really in which career and which social philosophy you have when it comes to your relationships. And so finding a mentor that aligns with that is the essence of actually making progress and actually making an efficient decision. Wow. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, let me know in the comments below. And if you have any more questions, you let me know too. But this is Turab. Actualize your potential catalyst. This world needs you.